Good day, geographers. Today we're going to have a look at something called the demographic transition model. Zooming out, zooming in. The demographic transition model is something that all countries are passing through. It is looking at crude birth rates and crude death rates, and here are the numbers per 1,000 of the population. 5, 10, and so on, births per 1,000 of the population in a year. So it looks at different stages that any country passes through, and according to the model, there are 4 stages. We're going to look at the first stage. If you look at, for instance, Sweden, Sweden was in stage 1 somewhere in early 19th century. Was really when Sweden was at stage 1. What a country of stage 1 usually has is both a birth rate and a death rate that fluctuates around 35 per 1,000 of the population. So it goes up. So this is the crude birth rate. Crude birth rate goes up and it goes down. Crude death rates are actually the same. In good years, the crude death rate goes down. In bad years, it goes up, and it fluctuates around 35 per 1,000 of the population. Why is this? Basically, all the things that we discussed in previous class, because of no birth control, family planning, and dying infancy, and so you need many of them. They needed to work on the land. It's a sign of virility. All of the things that we discussed last time. When it comes to crude death rate, it's all the things that is plaguing a poor country. It's diseases such as cholera, AIDS, famine, food supplies, poor diet, malnutrition. Of course, natural disasters such as droughts, poor hygiene, bad water, and very little medical science. So it fluctuates. Good years, it goes, the birth rate goes up, and in bad years it goes down. Okay, over to stage 2 then. What happens here is that the birth rate remains high, like that. It's still high, still around 35 per 1,000 population, while the death rate decreases down to roughly 20 per 1,000 of the population. So it goes down quite rapidly to around 20. And up here is to 35. Which means that all of this in between is the natural increase. The birth rate is still equally high. There's a time lag in between the reality kicks in, where you still have the same birth rate as in stage 1, but the death rate goes down to around 20. So everything in between here is natural increase, which means that you have a very, very rapid population growth. If we look at populations, it would be looking at something like that. This is the total population, and then of course it rapidly increases like that. That's the total population. This is the CDR. Okay. Stage 3. Oh, sorry, I need to say something about the reasons for the death rate going down as well. In the second stage, it's due to all the things that were bad in the previous stage. The first stage is now improving. You get better access to medical care. You get improved sanitation and water supply, so there's cleaner water. Food production increases due to better techniques. Improved transport of food and decrease in child mortality. All of these things leads to that the death rate goes down. Sweden would be somewhere in this stage in early 20th century. Okay, to stage 3. Here something dramatic happens as well when it comes to birth rate, because the birth rate plummets to around 20, and the death rate continues to decrease to around 2 to 15 per 1,000 of the population. So now still population increase, but not as rapid. See, the gap is narrowing here. So now we look at stage 3, and here's really where most importantly emancipation of women kicks in, where they actually have a saying in what they want to do with their life. And you can see that the population increase is slowing off, not as rapid increase and longer. So now you have things that are very, very important to women. You will have family planning and contraceptives, and then abortions, and even sterilizations if you want to. You don't need as many kids because, of course, you're going through industrialization. So they're turning out to be a burden more than an asset. So you need few laborers, really. Increase desire for material things, material possessions. So you're looking at emerging economy today, where you have a growing middle class. But it's very, very much to the women, the emancipation of women in stage 3. Okay, in stage 4 then, the crude birth rate continues to decrease down to 16, and we are looking at the death rate that goes down even further to stage 12, and the population increase is now very limited. Just a little population increase there in stage 4. That's about it. It's really how you can see countries pass through this demographic transition while going through stage 1 to stage 4. However, there are some disadvantages of this model. Can you think of any? It took Sweden roughly about 200 years to pass through this stage. Yeah, thanks for now. I got another film for you in a minute. Good luck.